From thetraderguy.com, this is Chris taking a look at the upcoming week of the 19th of March. In front of you, I have dollar Swiss. You can see the weekly time frame is shown, and I find this an interesting chart right now because the hammer that has formed on the weekly time frame, suggesting that we continue to see bullish pressure. I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and make a line. And this may not line up perfectly, but close enough. 96, and I think that's the key there. If we break above 0.96, I think the market goes much higher. Now, technically, this is a buy signal above the highs, which would be 95.50. So, you know, if we can break above there, I think that's a good sign that we'll probably continue to go higher. But a lot of times on these longer time frames, you'll see these areas, and I think of them more as zones, it's not like a brick wall. So once we clear this, then I think it's clear that we will go higher. So when I go to the daily chart, you can see that we are just now starting to dig into that. So this leads very interesting possibilities here. So I think this level here, and I'm going to call that 94.25, is important regardless of which direction this trade goes. If we break down below there, it's a sell signal because it would coincide with the weekly chart showing that we tried to bounce and then we failed. That would also have this being a hanging man for the week, and that's a very negative sign as well. However, if we managed to break above, this would be 94.50, the Friday shooting star, that's a bullish sign. There's also this cluster here, so clearing 90.96 is a little bit of reassurance, if you will. And at that point, I think you're probably aiming for 0.98. So you would have that as your initial target, possibly even 99 in parity. Certainly, if we were to go long and you were to break down below this pullback, then that's obviously an extraordinarily negative sign. If we break below it, that's a negative sign for the overall strength of the dollar against the Swiss franc. So I think 94.25 is crucial because of that. 96 is kind of where you start to see momentum pick up. A lot of noise in the short term, but this will be interesting. And keep in mind that this typically moves opposite of euro dollar, which is also trying to find support underneath. So if it drifts lower, we could find ourselves going to this area. And then, you know, if the euro picks up, we should sell off. So there's that correlation that you always have to pay attention to. And again, I'll pull up the weekly chart. You can see just how important this area has been. But there is an argument to be made that we have broken down a little bit. And that's why turning this into a hanging man would be such a negative sign. I think, in fact, at that point, we would not only test the lows, we'd probably go lower. It'll be interesting to see. This should be a very crucial week for dollar Swiss. While everybody else is paying attention to the euro, the trade may be over here. Thanks a lot. If you like the video, please click the subscribe and hit the bell icons to make sure that you get notified every time we release a video.